asks me, do you know your A major scale? I say yes, and I play something like what I just played, completely improvised. I'm just playing an A major. Now, when you ask most other people, you're going to say, do you know A major? And they say yes, and they go like this. Done, I know A major. Well, do you really? We get caught up in this presentation of scales as this completely linear up and down thing. And that's fine, but to me, that's step 0 in knowing a scale, right? Because these are like uncooked ingredients of a potentially amazing meal that you could share with your friends or share with the world or just share with yourself. These are like basically pulling out all of your ingredients for something. You're going in the fridge, taking out some milk. You're going in the pantry. You're grabbing your spices. You're going in your drawers, grabbing some pans, and you've got everything on the counter ready to go. And it's like saying, "Okay, I'm done. Time to eat up." Well, there's nothing to eat. It's uncooked, right? You're gonna have a tummy ache if you're eating raw onions, milk, and a spoon. You need something to do with it. You need to cook it. And I believe that scales ultimately are melodies, right? What we're playing is a melody. But it's not a very profound, or not even that, just not a very convincing melody, in my opinion. Of course, there's music that uses scales in that way, where you just have this up and down linear motion. Yeah, you're going to find examples of that where it works. But overwhelmingly, think of all your favorite songs, riffs, compositions, tunes, solos. They're using notes from scales, but it doesn't sound like a scale. And so people wonder, they learn all these scales and chord theory, then they're asked to improvise, and they go like this. Yes, I'm improvising, but I'm playing it exactly how I'm practicing. So we need to kind of step out of the shackles of our step 0 and go beyond. So I have a 12-step program that sounds like I'm selling you something, but I'm really not. I have a 12-step program for kind of breaking out of your classic scale shapes. So none of it is mind-blowing. It's nothing new to the literature. It's just kind of my own way of dealing with it and my own way of giving it to students in a sort of pragmatic approach. So this is not an exhaustive list. There's infinite number of steps that could happen. These are just mine that I like in this specific order, and I encourage you to create new ones or change how I present it. So here we go. Step 1 is a very common one, playing in thirds. So meaning if I'm in A major, let me go through my notes. I've got A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. I'm going to play every other one. I'm going to play up a third, then go down. Then up a third, down. So I'm going up a third, down a step, up a third, down a step. Pretty common one. I'm not just sticking to one position. I'm going to play horizontally and in position playing. Like that's just kind of how I approach the neck. So that's also a way that you can kind of dive into each one and think about it completely horizontally, completely vertically, and then kind of combine the two. Step 2 is playing in fourths. This is already one that most people haven't interacted with. So I'm going to be playing a fourth starting on each note. So I've got A to D, B to E, C sharp, F sharp, D, G sharp, E, A, F sharp, B, G sharp, C sharp, back to A, D. And that's cool doing it horizontally. Sorry. What you notice is that you get all perfect fourths, except this one. Between D and G sharp, or 4 and 7 of the key, because we want to transpose this, is going to be a tritone, which is an augmented fourth. I can play it harmonically as well, where I'm playing the notes at the same time. That's cool. My next step is playing the harmonized triads. So if I harmonize each note of the scale in thirds, you get triads. So I'm going to have A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, F sharp minor, G sharp diminished, A major. lot of literature on that, so I'm not going to go over it too much. And then descending. Next one is harmonized 7 chords, so adding one note to those triads. A major 7, B minor 7, C sharp minor 7, D major 7, E dominant, E7, F sharp minor 7, G sharp minor 7 flat 5, A major 7. Again, I can do it horizontally. Then I run out of room. That kind of thing. And then descend. Up. Etc. Where am I at? Step 5 is going to be fifths. That's easy. Well, easy said. Just like fourths, you're going to notice that you have all perfect intervals until the last one, G sharp D. So this is the inverse of our fourths, where we have a diminished fifth, which is also a tritone. So you still have that tritone between the 4 and the 7 of the key. It's just something to keep in mind. It's all right. Sound. And step 6 is playing in sixth. That's A, F sharp, B, G sharp, C sharp, A, D, B, E, C sharp, F sharp, D, G sharp, E, A, F sharp. Very nice sound, works really well on the guitar. You're going to end up doing some string skipping. Or not. You can do it this way. I'll do it over here. Sorry. So you can do it horizontally on different string sets, etc. Kind of test your own knowledge here. Step 7 is going to be harmonized triads in first inversion. So my A major, still the same notes, A, C sharp, E, but I'm going to be playing C sharp, E, A, or 3, 5, 1 of each triad. A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, F sharp minor, G sharp diminished, A minor, A major, sorry, and then descend. All right, my next one is a bit of a melodic pattern, kind of like almost like a Hanon-esque if you ever took piano back in the day. So it sounds like this. We've got a fifth, then I'm going up 2 scale degrees, then down back to the fifth. Then that transposes. I just move that up the scale. So I've got A, E, F sharp, G sharp, F sharp, E. Step 9 is sevenths, the interval of a seventh. I like that sound a lot. So you're going to have major sevenths or minor sevenths, right? This is all, I go through all these intervals to make sure that we have an understanding of what our intervals are and what they look like on the guitar, what they sound like, and how they are changing when we use them in a major scale context. And the next one is octaves, which you might think is like, well, why octaves? It seems kind of easy, but it's really not, because there's lots of different ways you could do octaves. If I stick in one position, it actually gets pretty hard. All this kind of shifting stuff. Like this one, that's a cool way to play an octave, right? I've got B on the G string and B on the E string. But technically, I'm in the position here. So that's kind of what it is. Obviously, horizontally, that's actually really easy. Or in a combination. Cool. Step, that was 8, 9, 10, I believe. Second invert, sorry, step 11. I know what I'm doing. Step 11 is second inversion triads. So I've got my A major, A, C sharp, E. Now I'm going to play E, A, C sharp, which is 5, 1, 3 of the scale. Right? And again, I can do all these harmonically or melodically, meaning I can play them separately or together. A chord. A major, C sharp minor, C. Let me restart. A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, F sharp minor, G sharp diminished, A major, and then descend. And I'm descending like in the backwards order, just to be clear. So I've got A major, G sharp diminished, F sharp minor, E major, D major, C sharp minor, B minor, A major. My last one is another sort of melodic sequence where I'm playing a shell chord and doing a little melody around that. This is just how I kind of categorize things. So you can call it whatever you want. So my shell chord is 1, 3, 7. Okay, so I'm gonna do it up here. A, C sharp, G sharp. It's my 1, 3, and 7. And I go down. So I have 1, 3, 7, 6, 5, 6. Then I transpose that. It sounds like this. So those are the 12 steps. Again, it's nothing groundbreaking. I'm not creating anything new. This is all existing material in the literature of guitar or just any. You could do it on any instrument. But I think this order for me kind of tends to open up things because I'm doing all of the traditional intervals, seconds all the way up to octaves. Then I've got my triads, some seventh chords, and some sort of melodic sequence too. Because ultimately, like I said, scales are melodies. But when we present them as this, it's just not a convincing melody to me. I need something else. I want to be able to do... whatever it is. And I'll leave you with this. I got this exercise from Julian Lage, where basically you take a scale, take a rhythmic value, and really your only goal is to press the right buttons. Okay? So I'm gonna do a different position here, or a different area of the neck. I really don't think about positions. So I'm gonna do it over here, A major. This kind of thing, as long as I have those notes. And I'm going to play quarter notes, and as long as I play any note in A major, I'm cool. So I'm improvising, and I'm hopefully going to start moving past the kind of barriers that we typically see where you're playing stepwise. So all of these steps in the 12-step program will get you to playing like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Combine notes. Kind of stepped outside there, but that's where I can really start to come up with new things. And now in A major sounds a whole lot different in a totally new context. You can use this in any scenario, whether you're composing, arranging, learning music, learning how to improvise. I mean, it's or use this as an ear training exercise, a technical exercise. It kind of just merges everything, which I love. I really don't like to abstract musical concepts because I want to put them in a setting where I'm immediately making music. So in that scenario, I'm creating something new. I'm developing some technique. I'm developing some fretboard knowledge, all of the above. So my comments now is, if this is cool for you, transpose it to other keys, do different types of scales. You've got other parents. You could think of it modally, although I don't really think that way. I wouldn't, you could do this in, A Phrygian or A Dorian. That's one way to think about it. Or do other parent scales, melodic minor, harmonic minor being the first two I would go to, and really kind of open things up and come up with your own steps. So I hope this video is a little helpful. Don't mind my classical guitar playing. I'm not like a stringent person on the technique. This is just a guitar I always have laying around, or this is what I use today. So hope you enjoy. Just do want to say that my private lesson studio is opening back up. I'm going to have a lot more time moving forward. I've been teaching basically full time at a university the past 2 years, and I'm going to have some time coming up with some life changes. So I encourage you to reach out if you're interested in this type of work. I do lessons of all ages, all styles, whatever you want to get into. I just want to help you, find your musical voice and bring it out in the best way that we can. So hope you enjoyed, and talk to you later.